Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Robert Tucker, the New York City Fire Commissioner. Thank you all for being here. We're here today to discuss some very exciting news. News we know will make the city and now our country safer against the threat of uncertified lithium-ion batteries. Last night, Congress took a major step towards passing a bill that will help prevent unregulated and uncertified batteries from entering our country and New York by requiring the Consumer Product Safety Commission, also known as CPSC, to create a national safety standard for these lithium-ion batteries. This is huge and something the FDNY has pushed for more than 2 years. In fact, we started talking about these batteries and the dangers that they present 3 years ago, well before anyone else in the country noticed there was a problem. It's been the consistent beating of the drum by the FDNY that has resulted in critical legislation being passed on the city, state, and now the federal level. Why is this so important? Because a national safety standard will finally allow for the enforcement of uncertified batteries coming into our ports, and it will allow the CPSC to issue recalls for unsafe devices. We think this is a huge deal, as our agency has been at the forefront of these fires since 2019. 929 fires have been caused by lithium-ion batteries in New York City, injuring more than 500 people and causing 33 deaths. This legislation, when signed into law, will save lives. I want to say thank you to our federal partners in both the House and the Senate for getting this done with strong bipartisan support across the board. To be clear, the FDNY has attacked this problem from every angle. We have petitioned for city legislation that gives us heightened enforcement power for bad actors. Local Law 39 has been instrumental in getting unsafe batteries off the street and out of the market. Our lithium-ion battery task force has conducted thousands of inspections and included hundreds of summonses at those inspections relating to improper storage and the use of these devices. Our Bureau of Fire Prevention and our Bureau of Fire Investigations has investigated hundreds of these fires and has created crucial checklists that allow us to track data relating to these fires. Fire Prevention has worked tirelessly on this issue, and we thank them, conducting inspections and enforcement when needed. The state has passed legislation similar to what was passed in the city, but the missing piece was the federal component. We all now know that this federal legislation will likely pass. We all know how little it matters if something illegal is in New York City if you can get it just across the bridge in New Jersey. And the FDNY has always been a leader in problem solving like this. We know the problems we see here are occurring all over the country. This legislation will finally allow everyone to be on the same page when it comes to the safe use of these devices. Many of you have been here before, listening to us talk about these batteries. We've spent thousands of hours getting our message out. Store and charge these devices outdoors where possible. If you must keep them indoors, do not block your doors or windows. Do not charge these devices overnight. If a battery becomes hot, makes a noise, or starts leaking, discontinue the use immediately. Do not plug these into extension cords. Use the wall outlet directly. And understand that these devices can explode whether they are charging or not. The fires created are incredibly hot. They burn intensively fast and are more similar to what you'd see in an arson fire than anything else. The danger is real. Earlier this year, we spent $1 million on an educational outreach campaign on ads that appeared online, on social media, on the subway, on buses, on digital kiosks, the radio. We targeted ethnic newspapers. We have tabled hundreds of events across the city teaching residents these safety tips. We know our messaging is working. While the number of fires has remained steady, we have seen an increase in non-structural fires and a decrease in structural fires. That means people are hearing us and keeping their devices outside to charge and store when possible. Chief Flynn, our Chief Fire Marshal, will talk to you about that, but the numbers speak for themselves. 72% fewer fatalities caused by these fires to date this year compared to last year. One death is too many, but we know we are on the right path. 18 deaths last year compared to 5. The FDNY has visited Washington, D.C. 5 times in 2 years to talk about this issue. We've engaged with the private sector, with food delivery apps, as well as online retailers to express our concerns and find ways industry can help stem these fires. This federal legislation is the critical piece that was missing in our fight against this problem. We are elated to hear that there will be a law signed soon, and we cannot thank all those involved in making it happen enough. We know it will make our members safe. We know our city will be safer, and now we know our country will be safe as well. Thank you. I want to introduce our Chief Fire Marshal, Dan Flynn, to go over some of the things we talked about.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. As the Commissioner mentioned, this is a great day. We worked very, very hard to get this done, visiting Washington, D.C. many times, advocating for this bill here, as well as in D.C., speaking to people on a regular basis, getting the word out across the country, sharing best practices that we've put in place here in the city to prevent these and to raise awareness. We've attacked this from all angles. From the operations standpoint, they've done an excellent job in mitigating these fires, the hazmat standpoint, the fire investigative standpoint in defining what these are, making sure that we are using a uniform system to identify them and track them. From the fire prevention aspect, our Bureau of Fire Prevention has gone out, conducted thousands of inspections of these locations that have been selling these devices, and we've issued thousands upon thousands of violations and summonses when people are not behaving properly related to these devices. We want to thank our federal partners for hearing us on this and getting out in front of it. Again, this is not a New York City problem. When we recognized that we had this problem, we knew that we had an obligation to share what we've learned here with the rest of the country. And I think this bill will go a long way to make that happen and to make the fire service in other areas understand that, you know, this is coming your way and we need safe products out there. And make the public understand how to treat these things with respect, and when possible, keep them outside. That's the most important message. If you can keep them outside, especially on the federal level, in New York City it's very difficult. Other jurisdictions do have better options to keep these things outside. When possible, please keep them outside. As the Commissioner mentioned, the most important statistic is our fire fatalities. So this time last year at 18, as of today, we're at 5. That's a tremendous decrease, and I think our advocacy on this issue has made that difference. I want to thank our OPI, Office of Public Information, for getting that word out as well. This will save lives, and I'm very proud of the team here for their advocacy, and I cannot thank our federal partners more for their support on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Just want to give Chief John Esposito, our Chief of Department, a minute just to speak about the operational impact.
Thank you, Commissioner. The danger that these lithium-ion batteries pose when they burn cannot, the extreme danger cannot be overstated. The danger that our firefighters and EMS personnel face on the scene with how explosive they are, how rapidly they expand from a small fire into the complete room or the complete building, and the toxic gases that they give off just prior to igniting. So the legislation, if it brings down the number of fires that we have, will be a great benefit for our firefighters and EMS personnel. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. All right, let's take some questions.
Do you have a sense of, so this standard, when it is applied, will it apply to manufacturing of these batteries? Will it apply to imports or both? What kind of changes might we see as a result of this legislation?
Yeah, that's going to apply to all of the above. You're not going to be able to sell these products unless you meet that standard. That's a safety standard. Prior to this bill getting signed, there is no safety standard. You could really make these in your basement and then sell them as if they're a high-quality product. You have no idea what you're getting. So making that standard and requiring people that are going to sell them to meet that standard, I think will go a long way in preventing deaths from these devices moving forward.
Do you believe that the majority of fires that are caused by lithium-ion batteries are ones that are made in people's basements, or are the legal ones? Or is there a way for you guys to tell the difference?
I mean, it's hard to tell because they burn up, but we do believe that the majority of the fires that we're fighting involving lithium-ion batteries are coming from uncertified batteries.
How does the legislation in Washington make a difference in the everyday job of the men and women of New York Bravers who put on their turnout gear each day and go out and fight fire? How does what's happening in Washington impact what they do each and every day?
Yeah, thank you very much for asking that. I mean, I think what Chief Flynn said is true. Having a national standard, being able to call on our federal law enforcement partners at ports and at borders to stop these batteries from coming into the country in the first place will save not only our firefighters' lives across the country, but also a lot of civilian lives as well.
Do you believe that if people are knowingly selling Chinese or poorly manufactured batteries, that legislation in Washington is going to prevent them from doing that?
I certainly hope so, and I do believe that it will make a difference, and I'm very grateful to our federal partners for seeing this all the way to the goal line.
What can someone do who owns an e-bike with a lithium-ion battery if it starts igniting? Because I've been told you can't even put it out with a fire extinguisher. What can you do besides call 911?
Yeah, well, obviously call 911, but I'm going to let Chief Flynn speak to that.
You hit the nail on the head. You cannot put these out on your own. Do not try to put them out on your own. If you see it start to smoke or you see flame emanating from the device, call 911 immediately. Try to isolate it. Close the door as you exit, and call 911. Let us get out there and extinguish the fire. You will not be able to extinguish it on your own, and the gases that are produced by these devices will make you overcome very, very quickly and can cause your death.
What legislative hurdles remain before the proposal becomes law?
I mean, look, we think we're there, so I don't think there are any more hurdles. We believe this is going to get passed in a package. This resides in a package, and we've got some of our legislative people here that will answer that for you. But we think the big hurdles are over. We do not know when the vote is yet. Thank you.
Could this legislation solve the problem of people online selling unsafe batteries?
Yeah, I think it can. I mean, that's really what having federal legislation and the Consumer Product Safety Commission involved in is that's the value add. This is an interstate commerce problem, and this is the federal government having oversight over that.
So now if people are doing that, they could face penalties from the federal government?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of this legislation, and that's why we're so happy to be here today.
Joe, you good? Good. Everybody else is good?
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you.